Hope you remembered to wind those clocks back an hour as we reach the end of Daylight Savings Time, but the beginning of this week's Explore Tulsa. And we'll start the show with a cherished jewel of Sapulpa.
Then big neon lights.
Followed by Finger Licking Good.
Plus a mechanic on the go.
Hi, I'm Stevie Fernandez.
And I'm Trish Whitmer. Hope the Great Pumpkin was good to you, and we're glad to see you here with us again on Explore Tulsa.
I was looking for a really scary place to go trick-or-treating this year, so we went out to the old Burnett Mansion in Sapulpa.
That place isn't scary at all, and the people who own it are some of the sweetest folks.
Yeah, and they've done an amazing job restoring the entire place, bringing back much of its charm and elegance too, but not one ghost. The only howling I heard was Trish's stomach when we were waiting for our food.
Hush, the food is really good at Scarlett's Tea Room, but let's let John, Shirley, and Scarlett show us around.
I really get excited when people are excited about the house because we work so hard here and we try to show it off and show every detail of the history of the home.
Well, we lived around Sapulpa and our kids went to school here, and so we would always see the house driving in and out of town, and we always kind of liked old houses. So it was kind of like, ooh, that's a really neat house. Ooh, I wish we could go in there sometime and see what it looked like on the inside. And they were having a lot of problems with roof damage and that, so it was going to either go downhill or it was going to have to be restored some. So anyway, we kind of checked into it and looked into it and came along for us at the right time. And so we picked it up and tried to restore a little jewel here.
Our whole family was very excited. We all pulled together. It took about 8 months to renovate everything.
This is referred to as a Burnett Mansion, and it was built back in 1911 by early oil man Bates Burnett. He was a Southern gentleman from Tennessee, and he came to Oklahoma in about 1900 and immediately got involved in the oil business, was instrumental in bringing in the Glen Pool, which was the largest oil discovery in the world. So you could see, even at $1 a barrel, he got rich pretty quick. While he was alive, it was the party central, if you will, of this area. The social hub of Sapulpa. The third floor is actually a ballroom, and it has a spring-loaded dance floor. And they said many times he would retain 2 orchestras for this each event, so he'd have music playing downstairs and upstairs as well. So when he passed away, though, the family kind of pulled it in, and they were very reclusive after that. And so the music stopped at that point, and it was closed to the public for over 50 years, and then there were a couple of owners in between, and then we were able to purchase the property in 2007.
We do tours once a month, and then in Christmas we do them in the evening when we have the house decorated. The home really brings on a whole nother dimension at night when you have the lights low with the hand-painted ceiling and walls.
As you go through you'll see hand-painted decor on the ceiling and the walls. He brought in 3 artists from Italy, and they spent over a year painting all of it. So he didn't just rush through it.
I tell everyone on the second floor when I start my tour, I say, Mr. Burnett wanted 2 things when he entertained, because he entertained governors and very important statesmen at that time. And he wanted 2 things. He wanted the music to never stop playing and the liquor to never stop flowing. And then when I go to the ballroom, I tell him about the moonshine still. The moonshine still was locked away. The home, when it was sold in the estate sale in the late 80s, they went upstairs and the door was still locked. So the door was locked. Apparently the children never unlocked it, or they didn't want anybody in there. One of the 2.
We started out with weddings. My daughter ran a wedding business here, and because we were all working at other jobs, on the weekends we could do weddings or parties, 50th anniversaries, birthday parties, 16th birthdays were a big thing. And so we kind of moved in that direction first.
And we kept having our friends and everyone want to come in and see the house. So we ended up having a few of our friends' weddings here, and then before we knew it, it was a full-time business.
We decided, well, we'd open a little tea room and just do sandwiches and soups and hot meals and just let people enjoy the house. I think what we need today in our society is that time to just relax with people, have good food. It's kind of like the old-fashioned Sunday dinners at Grandma's house. And so when we see people enjoying that, that brings us quite a bit of joy.
We have what we call our long-term loiters that come back and they just hang out for the music, the food, and you know, the atmosphere.
The people around Sapulpa tell us stories of when they were in the house, or the history of the house, or what they know about the people who lived in the house.
Yeah, everybody seems to enjoy it, the atmosphere, and it's just not like your average restaurant in that regard.
My family and I, we never do things halfway, so we're always trying to go the extra mile to create a good experience for everyone.
What an amazing place. And John is one of the famous Fiery Brothers from the music store and band that toured the Southwest.
Miss Scarlett's Tea Room is open Wednesdays through Saturdays. And for more information or a peek at their menu, visit theburnettmansion.info.
You know what that old mansion needs?
What's that?
A big neon sign, Scarlett's Tea Room.
That wouldn't be very authentic, considering that neon signs didn't really become popular in the US until around 1923.
They could probably borrow one from Larry Dwight from Signs of the Times.
Or we could just go there next and check it out for ourselves when we come back with more Explore Tulsa.
I want to get a new TV. There's like 1,000 different brands, all with different features. I wish I could make sense of it all. What do you think is best?
You should go to Video Revolution. Their experts will tell you everything you need to know. They carry the latest LED and 4K TVs and will even install it and set it up for you too.
She's right. You wouldn't talk to anyone but your dentist about your bicuspid. So when it comes to home entertainment, only trust the experts at Video Revolution, located on the northwest corner of 71st and Lewis.
Hello, it's good to see you still with us for more Explore Tulsa. Stevie, what are you doing with that light?
I'm trying to restore my neon light, but I can't find my duct tape.
You're gonna need a lot more help than duct tape can offer. You need Bob Boren and Jim Matchin.
Oh, those are the guys that Larry Dwight uses to restore all the collectibles at Signs of the Times.
And they do amazing work that you have to see to believe.
I think neon came into the United States in 1929 or something like that. I may be a year or two off. Of course, neon signs caught on pretty quick. It was a dealership in California that bought, I don't remember the name of the dealership, but they bought 2 neon signs. Cost, seems like I read somewhere, this I may be wrong, but it seems like I read somewhere where it cost them around $100,000 to get those neon signs, which they were new. Nobody, they were coming over from overseas. Well, I taught school when I got out of college. I went to Southern Nazarene University to become a basketball coach and teach PE. Did that for 11 years and just decided to, I knew a guy in Oklahoma City that had a termite and pest control business that was starting one here in Tulsa. And he didn't have any help, didn't have any business. And so I went to work for him on evenings and then during the summers. And bought him out. And IMCO's now been in business here in Tulsa. We've actually been in business since 1964, but here in Tulsa since about 1977. I had a twin brother that was identical, very identical. You could not have told us apart. Christmas Eve of 2003, he passed out at his house, and we found out in the next couple of days that he was in stage 4 cancer, colon cancer. And that's a big shock to me because I was losing about half of me. 2.5 years later, he passed away. And I didn't play, I just quit playing golf. I don't play today. I keep getting asked to play with my old buddies that I played golf with, but they keep telling me if I come back I'd still have a 10 handicap, so I can't do that. I was sitting around and started watching American Pickers, and so I need a hobby. So I started collecting all those sprayers because that had something to do with IMCO. And it just ballooned from there. I started going to the flea market over in Tulsa. I started going to sales all around the country. And then once this gets a hold of you, I don't know that ever gets out of your system. Most unique pieces is anything that's really old neon, especially old milk glass. And I've got 2 signs in here that's old milk glass signs. Milk glass is nothing but milk glass and light bulbs behind it. And that's what started the lighting of signs. The Historical Society has given me several pieces in here that I have restored. One is the Criterion Theater that I signed that we have not quite finished yet. We don't have the neon on it. One is the Dewey Hotel sign. One is the clock sign here. One is the ice sign. The clock sign came from American Heritage Bank. The ice sign, this sign came from the ice company downtown. I don't know that I can say it. That's sort of like asking which one of my children is my favorite child. I don't think I can tell you that. I like them all. And whether they're small or whether they're big, they all mean the same to me. Maybe one of these days I will. I sure wouldn't mind doing it now. But having time to now is, I've got 2 jobs. And I spend a lot of time down here during the day, and I still come to some of the parties and try to spend a lot of time still at IMCO. But no, it's sort of like this stuff. Golf's still not out of me. I still think I can beat my friends, even though that they think that I couldn't play a 10 handicap. I think I can beat them.
What a great place to play, and just imagine. He even had some old radios from the 1920s that worked and looked like new. My dad, he used to tell me all these stories about when he was a kid sitting around listening to those old radio shows like The Shadow and those westerns.
And Larry's pretty proud when he shows you how they all still work. To plan an event or take a tour for yourself, look up Signs of the Times on Facebook for more information.
That would be a pretty good place to have a holiday party or a reunion, but we need to order in some food.
Ooh, how does barbecue sound?
Oh, Trish, you know all my weaknesses.
So Stevie can keep up his strength. Next on Explore Tulsa, we'll catch up with Mike Richardson for his barbecue on wheels at Mike's Barbecue.
John Erling with Voices of Oklahoma. Our great state has been home to countless individuals whose place in history has been earned through each of their many accomplishments. Voices of Oklahoma's mission is to preserve their story in an oral history presentation like none other. Accounts direct from famous Oklahomans, political figures, and many others who have left their indelible mark on the development, history, and future of Oklahoma. So please, treat yourself by listening to those who are the voices of Oklahoma.
Welcome to Video Revolution's new Dolby Atmos surround theater room. This is our new theater room that features our 11-speaker array, which provides you with an immersive surround sound experience and allows you the same technology found in theaters now brought to your home. This system features a Sony ES 4K projector, which will allow you the best resolution in video on the market. This new Atmos theater system allows us a height experience added to our surround sound environment. So now we can be truly surrounded by speakers not only around us, but also above us as well. So now when producers master an audio track for a movie, they can treat sounds as objects and strategically move them around your listening position to provide you the best in experience and immersion into the movie. With this projection system in combination with the projection screen that rejects ambient lighting, we're now able to actually have more lighting in a theater room than ever before without any detriment to the picture experience. Our Atmos theater is also controlled through our RTI controls panel, which allows us to control the lighting as well as the actual scenes for the players. One keypad on the wall or a simple iPad control interface that we can design for you means no need to handle messy remotes. I can tell you about this all day, however the only way to really experience it yourself is come down and see me at Video Revolution.
Hi, I'm Kat Graham with Barbie Cookies.
And I'm Kelly Stacy.
And you're watching Explore Tulsa.
If you're like me and are hungry every time you drive by 91st in Delaware and see that trailer with the big Mike's Barbecue logo on it, then you'll be so glad you stuck around for more Explore Tulsa.
That's right, Stevie. Mike Richardson does have a very unique business model that oftentimes has him and his wife traveling around the Southwest letting everyone enjoy what comes out of their smoker.
Before I got into barbecue, I was an insurance agent. I was dabbling in the smoking, and it got to be a little bit bigger and bigger. And finally people were going, why don't you just do it all the time? And I'm going, no. Well, we enjoyed barbecue. And there's some very good places, and there's also some that are not so good. And we were always doing things for the church. So when we got into the barbecue, we figured, well, we can help the church, so we need to do this a little bit more seriously. So we took the competition class, and over the years we have found competition's a little bit different. There's certain ways the judges want it, and then you have people that want their food different. And I'm one of those that I want to please the judges, but I'd rather please the people that are going to buy it. And we started out with a new Bromsfeld smoker. It was actually a grill and a smoker. And it was okay as long as we were doing 3 or 4 pork butts and maybe a brisket. But when you go from doing 3 or 4 pork butts and brisket and do 500 pounds of meat at a time, you gotta have something bigger. When we're talking beef, we only use Angus. It has a different taste, different texture. It holds up better. We look for the marbling in the meat, just like you'd buy a steak. Look for the marbling. The pork butts, we look to make sure that it doesn't have a lot of fat on top of it, but yet it's got some running through it because it's got to stay moist. The ribs, we look for uniformity. Some of them you can get, they start out real thin at one end, and by the time you get to the other end, it's 2 inches here and it's 4 inches here. We try to get them where they're uniform. And also it doesn't look like it's got a lot of fat on them. People like the ribs, and that's one of the big reasons why they come. A lot of the construction workers come because it's some places they can come into, get a nice meal, and leave. They don't have to sit down and wait 20 minutes to get something from a restaurant. Plus, they don't have to worry about how dirty they are. We also have put picnic tables out before, so they'll have some place to sit. The one thing I would tell anybody who's wanting to get into barbecue is get somebody to learn from. It's okay to start on your own. It's okay to do a lot of reading, but you'll find that it is easier and cheaper to learn from somebody else's mistakes than for you to keep making the mistakes yourself. One of the big things, I have people ask me all the time, what do you do? I said, well, first thing you have to remember is it is not about time. When you're smoking meat, it has nothing to do with time because all the meat is different. Even 2 briskets that look the same, one's going to be done quicker than the other one. Our truck is a family truck. My wife and my daughters and I, we will travel to any state that touches Oklahoma. Having family there makes it easier because we know what each other's thinking most of the time. My wife normally handles the window so she gets to talk to people. My daughter Chelsea and Meredith, Meredith lives in Oklahoma City, Chelsea lives here, who's going to nursing school, helps with getting the orders out. I could leave and Chelsea could run the truck. What I love about what I'm getting to do now is I'm getting to be able to interact with people. You know, they used to say the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. That kind of protrudes here also, except most of the time it's ladies coming by to buy stuff for the house. And we get to interact with people, find out a lot of times what's going on in the household. Every once in a while we'll have somebody that's a little down and out, so we like to try and help out.
I tell you what, when you see his trailer at 91st in Delaware, you'd better stop right then and there. because that food goes fast.
Most Fridays and Saturdays, you'll find Mike with his trailer of barbecue at the Fiesta Mart on 91st and Delaware. But you can also visit eatmikesbbq.com to find a calendar of events that'll show you where he'll be throughout each month.
You know, people depend on Mike to be at 91st and Delaware with his barbecue. Hope his truck never breaks down.
Ooh, no worries, because if it does, I know a guy that'll come out to wherever you are and fix your car or truck on site.
How convenient would that be? Don't have to call some shop and check on your car. Just step out the door, say, hey, how's it going?
That does sound nice. So next, we'll meet Todd Gillard, Tulsa's runaround mechanic, when we return with more Explore Tulsa.
Hey, it's Stevie from Explore Tulsa with my friend and optometrist for many years, Dr. Robert Zellner. Tell everybody why it's so good to come in to see you.
Well, that's a great question. Let's see, we've got 2 great locations. We try to stay cutting edge at every point along the way because let's face it, everybody wants to come in and get taken care of in a timely fashion and get the latest, greatest stuff and save some money and get on with their life. And see clearly.
And if you don't believe it, look on the website.
Absolutely, drzellner.com. You can find that we have our 2 locations at 69th and Memorial and 3030 South Harvard, or you can give us a call at 749-2020 or 461-2020.
And I got 4 kids, and I gotta tell you, as a big family like that, it's affordable too.
Oh yes, and of course, the number one reason, you save some money. I mean, with our 2-pair specials, with our different unique packages that we put together, I mean, you can come in here and your money can go a lot farther than anywhere else.
And that's why with Dr. Robert Zellner and Associates, seeing is believing.
Oh, I like that, Stevie. Well done.
Hi, I'm Bruce Johnson, General Manager of Main Event Entertainment in Tulsa, and you're watching Explore Tulsa.
Folks who watch Explore Tulsa may not know this about me, but I like to tinker.
Oh boy, here we go.
So when my car needs working on, I like to do it myself.
Your car is pretty old. Why don't you just buy a new one, Stevie?
Trish, the easiest way to make your old car run better is to go check out the prices of new cars. No ma'am, not for me. But on occasion, I get stuck on my mechanicking, and when YouTube's no help, I call Todd Gillard in to save the day with a runaround mechanic.
You call him a lot, don't you?
Almost every time I work on one of our cars, but that's aside the point, Trish.
Oh, the point is, you should just call Todd and get it done right from the beginning.
I became a mechanic because one of the Tulsa shops took me for $3,000 and didn't do anything to my car. I pulled the car out of the shop and there was nothing had been fixed, and I said, I'm just gonna learn how to do stuff on my own, and I started doing it on my own and liked it and decided to pursue it, and so I decided to just help people cheaper. I learned how to fiddle with cars growing up too, so I've always been a car type of person. That's not what I always wanted to be, but that's what I ended up being. Right, it makes it so that you don't have to worry about a tow bill. You don't have to sit in a crowded lounge room, waiting area, or anything like that. I thought it was better. It was cheaper for me. It was also better for the customer. I used to do customized exhaust, and I worked on some old hot rods, 50s, 40s cars, T-buckets. Yeah, the older hot rods, rat rods. My funniest story, actually, he turned out to be he started out as a customer. He's a really good friend now. I got out there to his car and we went to go pick up a part. I figured it out, went to go pick up a part, and then locked my keys in my truck. So we had to stop and work on my own truck to get it out. I think that's why we're friends now. ending. It's all done, and it's everything. You're able to go 100 miles an hour versus walking, and helping somebody not have to walk. You know, have to take a bus. What I like most is when people call me back. People call me back at the end. That's what makes me feel good. Or somebody calls me and says they were referred by so-and-so. Because that feels good, because I like to know that I did good for them.
I really like Todd. He comes over, works on your car, goes on part runs, and he's very reasonably priced too.
To learn more about Todd or to call him out to work on your car or truck, visit runaroundauto.com.
Todd taught me a lot. You want me to look at your car, Trish?
The last time you offered to change my oil, it took like 4 days.
You didn't say it was a rush job.
Stick around, there's more Explore Tulsa just ahead.
Hi, Dr. Robert Zellner here. For over 20 years, I've offered affordable, convenient eye care in Tulsa. Right now, you can get 1 pair of glasses or contact lenses starting at just $99, or my 2-pair deal for $129. Hey, and as always, the eye exam's included. Walk-ins are always welcome. Glasses are ready in about an hour. Plus, we have over 2,000 frames to choose from. We're open 7 days a week. Come see why we're voted Tulsa's best. And our drive-thru at 69th and Memorial makes pickup simple and easy. For the best eye care value in Tulsa, Dr. Robert Zellner and Associates.
At Video Revolution, our home entertainment experts have been designing custom home theater solutions for both in and outdoor use for over 30 years. From flat panel LED TVs to 4K projector systems, the top name brands are here at Video Revolution. That same electronic expertise we also apply to our business communications network, from boardroom automation to video wall presentations. Video Revolution, Tulsa's headquarters for the best selection and installation of cutting-edge technology.
Be sure and join us next week when we go downtown for lunch with John Robinson at the Deco Deli.
Special thanks to John, Shirley, and Scarlett for showing us around the Burnett Mansion and introducing us to Scarlett's Tea Room.
Thanks to Larry DeWhite for saving all those great memorabilia at Signs of the Times. And thanks to Mike Richardson on Mike's Barbecue for making those ribs so darn tasty.
Also thanks to Todd Gillard for helping Stevie keep his car running and being available for all of us at Runaround Mechanic.
Remember, if you miss any of the show, you can always catch us at ExploreTulsa.com.
As always, each week we feature the people, places, and attractions that make us proud to call Tulsa our home.
Hey, don't forget to like us on Facebook. Let us know someone you think Tulsa should know more about.
Plus, remember, Explore Tulsa is brought to you by Video Revolution, located on the northwest corner of 71st and Lewis.
Stop by, say hello to Ron and all the guys for your home entertainment needs.
And Explore Tulsa is also proudly brought to you by Dr. Robert Zollner and Associates.
Home of the 2-pair deal starting at just $99 with 2 locations, 3030 South Harvard and 69th and Memorial.
Well, that's all the time we have for you on this week's show, but we'll see you next week right here on Explore Tulsa.